Okay, now you wouldn't expect me to do a book review without reviewing this next book, being a very influential book certainly in my life and of course I think in the lives of many people. And again it relates to a period back in the 1980s, a period of political turmoil, and particularly a period when the city of Liverpool was thrust into the political limelight in the press and the media, and again attacked and vilified by the right-wing media, equally attacked and vilified of course by politicians from all political parties at that point in time. What was the great crime of Liverpool at that time? Well, of course the great crime of Liverpool was standing up for the election promises that the Liverpool councillors, the 47 as they've become known now, stood up for in the first place. Well, I know it is a bit of an unusual thing to hear of politicians actually standing up and fighting for what they were elected for, but this was a time when that actually happened, and it happened very visually within the city of Liverpool, and the people of Liverpool came out and supported their councillors, and those councillors, supported by the people, supported by the trade union movement locally as well, were able to take back money from the Thatcher government, were able, even with this vicious government as it was at the time, certainly as vicious as the current government we're living through, they were able to stand up and fight back and take some of that money back that was stolen from the city. The story of this momentous period from 1983 to 1987 is really well told in this book. It's a book by Peter Taff and Tony Mulhern, Tony Mulhern being one of the 47 councillors, and the book is called Liverpool, a City That Dared to Fight. I think it's an exceptionally good book that really does sum up the period in time and goes into a great deal of detail around the various issues that were happening in that period. Well worth reading, some exceptionally good photographs within the book as well, some of the leading figures and of course of some of the demonstrations. This photograph here, if you can see it at the bottom, this photograph represents the street in front of the town hall in Liverpool, which I think you can probably see from the photograph was literally full to the brim with people on the demonstration to support the city council at that point in time. Of course it was a time when we were fighting on all fronts, but a very exciting time because of course houses were built, jobs were created, play centres, youth centres, sports centres were set up, and all done by these particular individuals who themselves were surcharged and thrown out of office for their crime of representing the people. I really do suggest that you read this book, and especially for the times in which we find ourselves in now, this and a later book which I'm going to recommend on the period of the popular uprising are two really important reads for socialists today.